Hi. My head's crooked a bit. Hi, Xena. Fighter Queenling or Xena Pappas or whatever you want to call me. So, I'm doing this YouTube live stream. Is my head crooked or is it just the way I look? I guess I don't know. My head's not crooked. So, I'm going to start out this YouTube live stream by saying, you know how Google's now talking about their Chromebooks again. About, telling you, oh, well, if you don't want updates that come on nowhere and stop you from doing your work, well, get a Google Chromebook. What Google isn't telling you is that you're only going to get 5 or 6 years out of updates, 5 or 6 years out of backing of any hardware that you put it that's in there. So after 5 years or 6 years, you're going to be buying a new one. And it doesn't need if it's a LG or a HP or a Acer or a Dell or a Gateway or a Compaq or a tool Tasha or a Vizo or what, you know. Yes, the only two good things that Google did have going for its Google Chromebook was that it had built-in evilware stronghold and it started up fast. That was it, you know. But why would anyone do that and then say after 5 years, oh, guess I gotta buy a new one? Which, at the end of the day, is not as smooth as you think. I know there's folks out there and we were in this bind about December of last year. There's folks that think, oh, well, they're not worth as much. Actually, they're worth it. They're worth as more. So I know a lot of folks, So I just want to put that out there. And if that gets me in a bind with Google over what I just scaved their Google Chromebooks with Google Chrome OS, then oh well. So anyway, I just want to say that I was bored. I want to do a YouTube live stream. So, and I know someone's going to say, oh, how can I shift the thing around? Why is everything in one side of the room instead of the other side of the room? I don't know. Because when you do a YouTube live stream, your web shooter gets shifted to which way it's actually looking. And someone might ask, why don't I just get put down and then someone pick the web shooter up and film it that way? Yeah, well, then you'd be holding the web shooter up the whole time in the film instead of having dull. So, yeah. I know probably wasn't a good way to start out my YouTube live stream, but it is what it is. And I might not get a lot of followers on this one. Some YouTube live streams don't really get a big following like some do out there. Like some of the ones we did, like, I don't know, last year or the year before that, I guess. No, 2018 or 28 between while was a big year of YouTube live streams. And that used to be back where I got a lot of looking. Hell, that was back before a lot of shit went down. So, for all you folks out there that are thinking, I just want to let you know that NBC.com, Sci-Fi.com, and also Auction.com are going to be taking off my show come October the 16th. So you have up until the 16th to watch my show on those websites. After that, you either got to buy it through Comcast, YouTube, Google Play, Apple iTunes, Amazon for Amazon Prime, Vudu, or you got to buy it through Hulu live stream only, or one of the many other other ones out there. And Ruxrel doesn't have it anymore. They just ran it through one time and that's it. So Ruxrel's done. And I think after Sci-Fi runs through the 5th and 6th followings, then they'll be done. So either you had to bought. So I hope you folks bought your discs, because the only way you're going to see my stuff after that is if you're going to buy it. That's kind of a sad thing out there, but it is true. So anyway, I just want to ask everyone, how's everyone doing? Well, I would guess everyone's doing well. Hey, and one of the hang-ups of not being well-known or name-known or whatever you want to call it is that when you make a YouTube live stream, you don't really get a lot of folks jumping on it. You don't get a lot of folks saying stuff in a shout-out box. You know, I guess dolls doing things on YouTube isn't as big as, man like, women like living beings. You know, and I know maybe it's not the big thing, you know. But there used to be a time where that, like some of my YouTube live streams would get a lot of followers, and well, none. So it is what it is, you know. And someone might say, well, you didn't tell anyone about it. You didn't set it. Well, even if I went in there and said, oh, I'm going to do a YouTube live stream about, I don't know, what time was it? Well, it's 11 in the morning in Pacific. That comes about 2 in the afterday in Eastern. So I would have had to set that, right? Even if I did say I'm going to do it at 1:57 Eastern, which would come down to 11:01, in Pacific. It's still, even if I said it, it's still someone would have to come on and watch it. It is what it is. Well, Mother, how is everything? Oh, everybody wants to see your flying ring, so shift around. Oh, come on! Hold on, even this film doesn't work. Yeah, I guess, Gabrielle, even this film's not strong enough to keep my staff from shifting off my foot. Yeah, I guess every film doesn't work. Yeah, and now everybody knows why I don't get a lot of watch time. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to put the film all around your leg. Well, I guess so, Gabrielle says. You guess so, right? And that better work. So I gotta put it, I guess I gotta put it on your hand too. Who would have thought shifting shit around was gonna start that shit? They want to see my flying ring, so we're gonna have to shift around. All right. So, Mother, you have about 2 followers? Yeah, about 2. 1 comes and goes. 1 thumb up, 2 followers. Nothing in the shout-out box. Yeah, I guess they had nothing to say about what you were talking about. I guess not. Yeah, I guess I didn't really have. You thought they would have said something about my mishap with my fighting staff or my fighting stick. Well, I guess they didn't. So I don't know. Now I got 2 followers. But I guess I'm the one that's going to have to say something in the shout-out box or whatever you call it. The one thing that the YouTube mates have for their live streams that the non-YouTube mates don't have is this over shout-out box that lets folks give them gold. Jeez. I guess what they earn from what they get from YouTube, from Google as a YouTube mate's not enough. They got to go to all these websteads out there like GoFundMe and Patreon. That's a French bar word. English would be backer. And everyone calls them good doers. But what would piss me off is when I would ask for something, or somebody would be kind and give me a gift or something, they would say I was an evildoer, I was this and that. Well, yeah. But at least we don't have to worry, we don't have to fear about Google AdSense oversight, YouTube mateship oversight, business-wise friendly oversight, and all the other oversights that a YouTube mate has to follow. Yep. At least we don't have to. At least we don't have any toll we have to tail off. Yeah. Oh, at least, mother, we don't have any toll. We don't have to. We're not have no toll reckoning. Yeah. Sure, we're not making any gouge from our films. That's another good thing too. The only thing we gotta follow here, mother, is YouTube followership oversight, YouTube webstead oversight, ownership law, which, let's be earnest, the shit we do here isn't gonna ever go, doesn't have anything to do with that. And COPPA, but that's more of YouTube has to follow that and not us. But beyond that, those are the only oversights that we have to follow. 2 thumbs up. Nothing in the shout out box. Oh, hi, Amy Houston. That's her name. Her name is Amy Houston, or at least that's the name of her Google stead, her YouTube stead, you know. So someone out there is going to get all irked at us and say, oh, you're showing folks by their names. Go talk to her. Go talk to her, Gabrielle. Oh, yeah. Hi, Amy. And welcome to our YouTube live stream. Doing well. Doing well. You missed what my mother was talking about earlier. She was talking about all kinds of things. And in case you're wondering why my fighting staff or fighting sticks got film all over it, well, let's just say many, many years ago, it was bent. It was made that way by Toy Biz. And I just couldn't leave it alone. Kept on bending it. Wanted to make it straight, and it broke. And the over sticky ooze didn't work, so I've been filming it up ever since. And up here, I got stuff keeping it on my foot so it don't come off. It actually takes, yeah. It's not so fun. Well, it's good to know we're doing well, Amy. You're doing well. I hope that's West Houston. Oh, no, you fucked it up. Gabrielle says, yeah. You said the name of that Reich wrong. Oh, well, it is what it is. So, I guess you would be one of the 2 followers on here. Well, it'd have to be one of the 2. So anyway, yeah, so we're talking about why we're so happy we're not a YouTube mate. Well, first you have YouTube followership oversight, YouTube webstead oversight, and that's just for the non mates. Oh yeah, and there's also ownership law, and there's also COPPA law, and yeah, and then but for the YouTube mates out there, it's followership oversight, webstead oversight, business-wise oversight, AdSense oversight. Oh, let's not forget about they have to give all their income or GALD as toll, since that's tollable income anyway. But yeah. You want to know how old my mother is? Yeah. Want to know how old I am? Yep. You know how old I am? You know how old I am? I am about 56. Xena said, that's how old I am. Yeah, I know that doesn't match up with what some folks believe, but I am. But I look good for how old I am, Xena says. So I wanted to do this one thing, but it never seems to happen. I wanted someone to come on YouTube and then do a whole knockoff or offshoot, maybe is what I mean to say, of what I do. But no one does it. No one want to take us up on that. It's like you go on YouTube, you see folks or show playing as me, or whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. But you don't see them doing what I did. It's like, well, we can't do what XENA Pappas did. Well, we gotta make her the black sheep of the of the XENA followership. Oh, thank you. No, I don't really play film games that much. Gabrielle's more into that than I am. Because you're not a gamer, mother, that's why. You know, because you're not really a gamer, that's why. You know. Yeah, well, no, I'm a more of a game. I play games more than my mother does. On look you too, my friend. Um, you know, my mother doesn't really play film games that much. When she does, the only games she tends to play are her games. The one on the Sony PlayStation and one Nintendo 64. And that's about it. Oh, and then the ones that came out for the Reckoner. The one that came out for Microsoft Windows and Apple Macintosh OS back in the day. But that was about it. I don't play any. That's the only game she plays. Yeah. See, I might have many skills, but when it comes to playing stream games, it ain't one of them. You wondering anybody else going to be on our YouTube live stream? Yeah, I don't know why you always want to be on my YouTube live stream all the time. Because that's what I do, mother. I'm always on your YouTube live stream. And where's your flying ring at? Well, we got yeah. Get some laughs out of it. None of this shit's gold. We don't sit there and say, hey, time for the fighting staff to come out of my hand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my son, yeah, I gotta go, Gabrielle says. You do? Yeah, I guess who's gonna come on next? You say you want Dillon on the show. Well, I'm gonna bring Dillon now. And you want, all right. Okay, where am I looking at again? Dillon says, over here. And Mom, Gabrielle went. Where Jordan and Jade at? Where Zenos and Osmond at? Where's Dad? He not being on this? Well, what about like on this, you know, and Hercules and Autolycus and Callisto, they be on it? So Wasp gonna be on it? Oh, hi. I don't think we do Sailor Moon because she won't fit with this YouTube fairway. She got her own. Yeah, Dillon. Gabrielle was on a YouTube live stream, but she's gone now. What else do you want me to do? Well, I got some baby carrots for Jordan. Well, that's good. Jordan should be eating something more healthier than wheat worms. Mom, we gonna get like, you know, we don't have these. No, they never. No, they never did. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, no, we never did. They never did make Eve or Joxer or Eli, also known as Jesus. They never made Alt-T or Lucifer or Mephistopheles. They never made Virgil or Eve or Livia. They never did any of that. Why? Dillon says. I don't know. Toy Biz wasn't making enough back from the ones they did make, I guess. And if Toy Biz wasn't making enough from them, you know that Universal wasn't making enough from it. So I know there's some folks out there probably thought, oh, everyone who was on the show, they probably thought they were getting a lot back from it. No, they probably weren't getting that much back from it anyway. Yeah, I know I am the best, Dillon says. Thank you. I know I am the best. Ivan? Well, Ivan, there. I gave you your shout out. Yeah, I am the good, Dillon says. I didn't read that while away, but I am good. You gonna get like a hang up or cope on copper? No. Because I know the folks that watch my films and they're all grown up. But that's YouTube that most likely has to follow that when it comes to that, not me. And if they were going to get me on it, they would have done it by now. Oh, yeah. Well, what about, here's one about Mom. Do we have to put on new player next year? What do you mean? Because Adobe Flash Player is going to be done next year. I think it's up to I think the websteads have to put on the new players. I don't think we have to. Everything I read, it says that the websteads have to put on a new player. Yeah, I am the great. Is she gone? Dillon said. Did she leave? I don't know if she's gone or not. We got free followers on here. Maybe she has nothing to say. Maybe because well, I'm 2 years old now, Dillon says. And I mostly do things that most 2-year-olds don't always do. But I'm not going to get in. Nah, Dillon, you learn a lot. You still on ABC Mouse? Yeah, still on ABC Mouse, Dillon says. Then they make fun of me for that. But hey, I'd be a head start from anyone else who goes to learn, right? Yeah, I guess so. Well, I gotta go now, Dillon says. It's sad. I have a friend on here, or I thought she was a friend or a follower, but now she not now. Who you talking about? Amy? She had to go, Dillon. But she wanted to say she wanted to say you're the great before you left. I'm sad I didn't read that right away. Dillon is great. I gotta go now, Dillon says. All right. So I think a lot of you folks who come onto my YouTube live stream have been followers of my work for some time, or some newcomers. But anyway, here's another thing I want to say, XENA says. I just want to put this out here. You know how there are folks on YouTube and whatever who show play as me, but no one does what I do here. I always ask them, do your take on what I do on my YouTube fairway, and they never do. It's like I think I'm the black sheep or the castaway or the cast out of the XENA Fighter Queenling followership. Like very few folks want anything to do with me. And that's what I got back when I was on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm on YouTube now. You know? Well, Ivan, thank you for doing that. And yes, Dillon does rock. Thank you for Dillon does Stone. Thank you for that. Right now I got 3 followers, 4 thumbs up. And sad for that burp. Anyone else want to come on my YouTube live stream? Well, let's see. First I had Gabrielle, then I had Dillon. Oh yeah, who's gonna come on next? Who's gonna come on next? Well, I think Mom. Alright. Let's get someone else on here. Ugh. Oh yeah. Now I gotta look around, dig around for Callistro's shit. Oh. Well, there's the dagger. You put it in some sack that would be smooth to see, and somehow the shit gets buried even when you're putting it in a sack. Well, it's not as bad as it was the first time I dragged it out. All right. Oh. All right. You know what? What do you want, Callistro? Well, Xena, here's what I've been thinking. You know, I still got shit on the side of my face. All right, on my leer. So this is the way I've been thinking. How is it someone at Toy Biz, they go out of their way to make my doll just like they made yours, but they don't give me anywhere to put my sword in the back. So I don't know, Callisto. I don't know why I didn't put that. Oh, I put something for my dagger, but not for my sword. I guess they felt that a lot of folks would like you holding your sword all the time. Yeah. By the way, Xena, thank you for making me the world heavyweight winner. Yeah, well, Xena says, why not? You know? So got that shit. There's still shit in the side of your lair that you didn't clean off. Yeah, I knew the alcohol rubs in do very well. So how is this gonna work? I don't know, Xena, how it's gonna work. Are we crooked? Are you straight? Or what the fuck? I don't know. I guess I'm straight. No, I mean straight like I'm looking at you, that kind of straight. Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, maybe we should just shift around. I sit here and then you come around the other side. Yeah, but then you're not gonna. But then if I do that, no one's gonna see your flying ring. Then, yeah, I don't really think they give a shit about seeing my flying ring or not these days. So yeah, as you can see, we're both on YouTube together. Your head's crooked. Oh, bloody hell! All right, my head's crooked. Or maybe it's not. Maybe that's just the way the light and the web shooter's picking it up, but it making it look like the head's crooked, but it's not. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, Xena, you. No, it's not. Your one foot's always crooked. Oh, I just got something new we got to talk about, Xena. All that shit that you've been having on your doll. that's been like on your doll for at least, I don't know, since 1998 YL, whatever. You only kept that shit on because of over sticky ooze. Yeah, well, at least my shit never came off. Yeah. You know, XENA, when she was in her big form, she first came from Game Again, and all the shit ripped off of her. So then she got another one from Amazon back in 27 between YL. Yeah, thanks a lot, Callisto, for saying shit like that. That is so kind of you. You know? Yeah, thanks for saying something shameful like that. It's not shameful, XENA. I'm telling the truth. I mean, that's how you kept all your shit on. Yeah, that is how I kept all my shit on. You know? You're lucky, Callisto. You wrestled, but none of your shit came off of you. I don't know why. You don't look anything like they do on the box, do you? No, I don't look anything like they do on a box at all. You know? With three, with some more, it's a ha-ha. He might be laughing at you, XENA. Yeah, well. Huh. You think that's funny, XENA says? You think someone be laughing at me and my work? Don't think so. Well, first off, I put them in lockers, and if I put them in lockers, is what I do. With me, XENA said I gotta be up in a bookshelf in a room because everything, all this stuff is rippable, and I have had things come off of me. One thing in the back that came off, a thing in the side came off, two of those on the back. I had this arm pad come off. I had this shoulder thing. Both of these shoulder things actually come undone once. Oh. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I keep them in lockers. Since the word chest and bin are probably French borrowed words. And I'm up in a bookshelf somewhere in some other room. Because if I lay down or anything, this shit's rippable. Oh, ain't that sad, XENA? Your shit's rippable. Yeah, well, fuck you, Callisto. Yeah, well, fuck you too, XENA. After all the good we did for each other at the end, and you're gonna say shit like that. Yeah, my stuff has been on since 2017 YL, never got ripped off, and I wrestled. You know. So yeah, between Sailor Moon, Serena, you keep asking about her. Someone in between XENA, yeah, that's right stuff. And this is what XENA and Serena, both XENA and Sailor Moon, work so much to keep that stuff on her head and to keep all her shit from coming off. This. Something she didn't have back in 2012 YL when she first came from Games Again, for all that shit ripped off and there was nothing to do to put it back on. Yeah. I got stuff on my back. Yeah, I do. If you could read this on my back, you probably can't. No. It probably goes, oh, Studios USA, Toy Biz Inc., China. Yeah, I don't really think any of them are getting that much back. I don't think Heidi Huston Lee was getting that much back from the doll that was being sold. I don't really think Lucille Tappert was making that much either. Yeah, don't get me started with it. Don't get anyone started with Lucille Tapper. I'm not a follower of her anymore, Xena says. You know. So anyway, yeah. So let's get into another chunk. Oh, I got some things I have to do. Let's keep this film going. Another downside of Microsoft Windows, if there is a downside, is that you're always cleaning things out of it. Shit that either flows it down, shit that makes it crash. And unlike all the other Windows that came before it, when Windows 10 has a crash, all it does is just freeze and go, and don't say shit. And then you have to start it again. And it seems to have a hang up doing that shit when you're full screening stuff. Either first on YouTube and even with I don't know, the VLC player. So when I'm on YouTube, I don't full screen stuff. And I keep cleaning shit out all the time, thinking that that's going to give it good behavior. But beyond that, Windows 10 probably has a lot going for it. But then there's some folks saying, oh, well, Windows 11 is going to come in October. Windows Longhorn going to come in October. So Windows spent all that time back in January to get everyone to go from, I don't know, XP Vesta 7, 8, 8.1 to jump to 10, only to tell them you're going to be eloping in October. It'd be like shifting into a new house or settling into a new house, only to tell someone that close to the end of that year, you're going to be going somewhere else again. But Microsoft or Smallsoft hasn't said anything about it. But everyone has all these beliefs. Everyone likes to fear strike when it comes to updates. Oh, don't run this update in. Oh, don't do that. Oh, this update's going to fuck up and you're the one that has to seek it. Well, if you're a Microsoft insider, yeah, that seems to be a downside. But guess what? I'm not a Microsoft insider, so I'm not getting updates and tools to seek them out before they're ready to go. When I get updates and tools, they're already been seeked out. Oh, I don't need to get into that. Whatever happened between the two of you, you both have to work it out. I'm not going to get into that fight that you two had or whatever happened. So, but it's not good to be irked, mad, or wretched at anyone, but I'm not going to get into it. So that's one thing I'm not going to get into is that's between the two of you, and you two are going to have to work it out, whatever it is. Anyway, sad for that burp. I know that might not be what you want to hear, but that's the only thing I'm going to tell you. So a lot of folks might still be, so some folks yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, you can't see all that stuff. So I had Gabrielle, I had Dillon, I had Callisto on here. Well, who next to come on? Well, I guess I could pull out Hercules or pull out Autolycus, or I could get Hope and put her on here. But I could pull out Ernest. They never did make Joxer's doll, which that is truly sad. I guess there probably were goals to make one, but then the Toy Biz deal ended and they just said, fuck, You know, we're not making enough from any of this, and they probably were going to do it. They probably were going to do, I don't know, Julius Caesar, Alti. I'm guessing Eli, but he was Jesus. Come on, we knew he was. And probably going to have Lucifer and Mephistopheles, probably Eve. Livia and Eve probably would have been in the line. Joxer would have been in that line too, probably Aphrodite. Who knows? But they weren't making enough from it, and the deal ended, and that was probably one of them. Yeah, my son, Ernest P. Worrell, you know, which, all right, I got to show you some of these writings, these sagas and tales that Gabrielle writes. And I'll tell you what some you folks think. You might look at this writing and you might think, oh, it's beginner. No, but this has been the way it's been for about 8 between years. It's been this way since, I don't know, for 8 between years. I know. You would think that 1080p HD would be good to pick up on writing on sheet, but it's not. So forgive me, but 1080p HD probably isn't good at everything. Oh. Yes. Now I gotta get something to drink now. Yeah, but guess what? But guess what? 1080p HD seems to have its downsides, and some of its downsides has to do with all kinds of things. It's like, oh well, if you pulled it too far away, you couldn't look at it. But then again, that is Gabrielle's writing. That's been going on for years. I know, and you're thinking, oh, what about being on followers writing net or websites? They wouldn't take it. They're too picky about, who goes on their website and how what tools work and what tools don't. And they wouldn't like it because they wouldn't be shifted, and all the tools wouldn't work right, and all the websites would reject it, would not like it. The shit's unrelayable, since it's already in some written book anyway. Yeah, Dillon's. Oh, hi, Walrus. Hi, XENA. How's everything? Everything's good. Well, don't be so down on that. Well, I'm not down on it. So, why is it that 1080p HD isn't that good when it comes to showing stuff on sheet? I don't know. It has its downsides. I know folks that like to watch stuff in HD. It has its downsides. And on YouTube, there isn't really much of an unlikeness, I guess. I guess it has to do with your tools. Like you watch something on the Farseer, you watch something on a Reckoner, I guess. But at the end of the day, its downsides is not so good at showing written stuff. But you were saying all kinds of things about her writing. No, her writing's good. What I meant to say is that some of the websteads out there, wouldn't take it. It's too much of a, the weakness is writing stuff on a Reckoner. That's the weakness. They'd want to be shifted out. They would want you to, put this and put that in your writing. Do this and do that. Too many oversights to follow. too many shit to do in your sagas and tales that may or may not get forlayed in some webstead somewhere. So it only gets written down in books. Oh well. See, even HD has its downsides. And mine, see, if it was in 4K, it'd be even worse. You know, it's like HD's making it out to be like, oh, I can't take up that shit. You're writing it in blood? Yeah, fair enough, would have been in blood. Well, Laura said, what do you think about this illness? Oh, Xena said, that's getting old too. You know, no one really likes that illness that much. And I don't really talk about it. I don't call it by its name. You start calling it, first off, it's borrowed words. Let's be earnest about that. And two, you start calling it by it, you start saying that, and you get all this looking good and bad on you. And you know that if YouTube's going to make a mistake and say your film isn't following YouTube followership oversight, they're going to come down on a film like that by mistake. Yeah, they say, oh, they're working at home now. So that's why they make mistakes on this shit. Yeah, because someone by mistake hits the thing that makes the film get taken down. I know. That shit don't happen that much, right? I don't know. But you should tell Gabrielle her writings is good. They are good. Someone might look at them and think that they're rough. They might look at them and say, oh, it's a beginner. But she's been writing that way for a long time. So it's not no beginner stuff. But of course, it ain't never going to, but you know what? Yeah, Xena, it's probably, yeah, you're right. But you see, Xena, the stuff is good in books. It's not going to work on any webstead. The ownership bind would be all over that. Plus, folks wouldn't like it because it's not that depth. They don't go, all these other things that every other writer, skilled or not's good at. But at the end of the day, I think her writing's good. Yeah, I like her writing too. Yeah, I like her writing too. It goes, hi. It said afternoon. Jordan, glad it caught you fine. It goes, no. It's spelled ARRARAS. ARRARAS. But, you want Jordan, my goddaughter, on here next too. That's probably what you want as well. That's who you're talking about. Yeah, Jordan's doing good. Sad for that burp. YouTube live stream is probably a bad thing for anyone out there that's into shifting out their films or cleaning their films. Because then you have to wait until you have to stop until the film's done being forlayed before you can do anything. And if you're one of those lucky folks out there that's skilled and you one of those mini film shifting tools out there, then good for you. But we never skilled them. You know how some folks out there, Walrus said, can make an end film where they say, if you like this, what you see, follow us here. If you want to watch other films, watch them over there. Well, that shit don't work for us. Yeah, you might wonder why there's not a logo with our film on there. Well, because every time we want to make a logo, a likeness, I should say, a likeness for our fairway, for folks to follow us, YouTube kept saying, it doesn't match, it's too big, it's too small, so fuck it. It's all right. Yeah, I call it the head cap illness. Or the white illness, or the red illness. But the truth is, no, yeah. But I don't talk about that much, Xena says. Me either. Well, none of us have it. That's right, Xena says. You have to be a living one of Lucifer's many evil things, and this illness that Lucifer has made, God will stop. Yeah. Okay, I guess I gotta go now, Laura says. All right. Yeah. So it is what it is, you know. I gotta think what else to say. Yeah, well, don't forget. I'm the one who casted Lucifer in hell in Mephistopheles' stead. Me and God worked together to do that one. Lucifer can say all the shit he wants to say, but at the end of the day, he's the one that made all the chooses to be bad. You know? So, it is what it is. So, yeah. And I know you're probably going to say that I was being down on that stuff, but about Gabrielle's writing, but it is what it is. I guess I should have her. I guess I should have her come back on if you want, but maybe Jordan doesn't really seem to be in them. Want to be? I don't know. What's this about? What'd you say when you said, "Why do you have a walrus sack now?" Yeah, because we had them all over the room, and we had to put all them up there. You know, so we had to put them all up there. We didn't have any room for them, so we had to put them all there. Oh yeah, and all right. It looks like Xena says. Looks like this might. Looks like it might. I don't know how long I want to go with this YouTube live stream. I don't know. I got. Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, all right. It looks like that is all. It looks like that is all the time I have. I know I could make these. I could make it go longer, but I have to go now. I want to thank everyone, all my 5 followers, for what they said in the shout out box, and I'll see you sometime next week or something. I don't know. Probably not tomorrow, but probably on Thursday or so. I don't know. Sometime next week. Let's see if I can do another YouTube live stream and see if I do them. If I do them in the after day, you know, like in the evening around 5, then I make them go longer. But since I did them earlier, we got other things I got to do. I want to thank everyone for coming on here. You know, well, you're welcome. I'm Xena Pappas. I'll see you all later.